Hello, everyone. Welcome to NKBA Live, Brave New Business. I'm Bill Darcy. I hope everyone and your families and colleagues are healthy and safe. I'm sure everyone is more than ready for our economy to reopen and life to return to some sense of normal, even if it is a very different normal. We know that about 30 states will reopen their economies to some extent, starting as early as tomorrow. The format of Brave New Business allows NKBA to be very fluid and current, and bring you live content that is relevant to this moment in time. One of our guests is from Texas and will speak to what's happening in her state in a moment. Last week, we discussed tapping into the potential of e-design focused on virtual design and project management, and we had nearly 1,500 registered for that session. Today, we'll close in on that number again, so I thank everyone for watching and supporting the NKBA as we do our best to support all of you. If you're not a member, please consider visiting nkba.org and joining the association. Today, we'll dive into the showroom side of things with Open for Business, working with showrooms in a virtual environment. We're happy to welcome 3 NKBA members. Sam Rose, Senior Director of Customer Experience at Ferguson, which has showrooms across North America. Annette Reeves, Sales Advisor at the Regional Showroom Operator Pirch, located throughout Southern California. And Chaz Daniels, President of Independent Showroom Acero in Houston, Texas. I want to take a moment to offer special thanks and acknowledge how terrific it is that these wonderful NKBA members, although competitors, have come together to share valuable insights with the industry today. Just a little housekeeping before we begin. As always, we're happy to say that this online forum qualifies for 1/2 CEU credit for NKBA certified members. I also like to take a moment to thank NKBA member and multi-category design competition award winner, Elma Gardner, CMKBD, for the use of her beautiful outdoor kitchen design you see in the background here. We'll have some time for questions at the end, so again, type those in the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen, not the chat, please. So let's get started. Annette, we understand Pirch is using a great virtual showroom tool and that you have some visuals. Can you share that with our audience?
I would love to, Bill. Thank you very much for the opportunity. The visuals are brought up, and the showroom tour is an amazing tool that we brought on. We had been working on it for quite some time and were able to mobilize quickly when the quarantines were put into effect, so that it would give all of our luxury and trade clients an opportunity to walk through the showroom, but in the safety of their home. So you can see 4 very critical or important facets of the showroom, which is the welcome screen that allows you to rotate, move, and zoom around. You can do a very specific search through the search engine and bring up specific products simply by typing in the name of the vendor. There is multiple touch points throughout the showroom that allow everyone to click on each point and learn valuable information about each manufacturer and each product. And then there are 2 different types of floor plans. One is a dollhouse, and the one shown is the floor plan, where you can actually see top down into the entire showroom and then pick where you'd like to go. So it's extremely easy to use on any format, for any type of person with any skill, and it's a great way to start specifying or just looking for things for your project. The second one that we have visual is an actual video. They'll be bringing that up. Just super quick, it'll kind of give you an idea of what the showroom actually looks like throughout the tour. This is the floor plan when you dive into it, and then it proceeds to go through kitchen, bath, outdoor, and all of our cabinet and hardware pole manufacturers, as well as laundry. So truly, it leaves out nothing in the showroom, and you can really get an entire grasp of everything we have to offer.
Very cool, very, very cool. So Sam, Ferguson has 277 showrooms and over 1,000 showroom consultants all around North America. Beautiful showrooms seen in person can certainly motivate, those purchasing decisions. How are showrooms continuing to move forward with business and help designers keep those projects moving along? And what virtual tools or training is Ferguson implementing?
Yeah, great question. When things things started happening. As everybody knows, things moved incredibly quickly. And we went from a brick and mortar experience to virtual consultations. And we made a decision to move in unison across the country at one time. So within 2 to 3 days, we were working in a virtual environment. I do want to just give a big vote of thanks to our associates who are dealing with unprecedented times. You know, many of them are faced with challenge of homeschooling their children, and we're asking them to conduct business in an entirely new way. And they really grasped onto that, and we have made some major changes in really a short period of time. And also want to give a big thank you to the customers out there who have, you know, the pace of change we're moving at. Everything that's rolled out wasn't necessarily 100% perfect, but everybody's so willing to work with us and to continue to sustain their business. It's been just a great partnership. I do have a brief video I'd like to show. We reached out to our showrooms across the country and got some feedback on things that we could do to improve virtual consultations. And if we don't mind, I'd love to show that.
Great.
So some of the biggest feedback that we got is the ability to see inside appliances. So you're looking at a video where consultants can walk around and actually show customers what the inside of the appliances look like. And another big area of concern that we got from the consultants was the ability to actually compare finishes. So with the resolution we've been able to get, we think we can show the customer great resolution to help with some of their finish selections.
Very cool. Very cool. So Chaz, we know as an independent operator, you personally have the opportunity to have a unique and close relationship with your customers. And also in Texas, where you're based, Governor Abbott has allowed his stay-at-home order to expire today. So this will ease social distancing measures some and let businesses like yours reopen tomorrow, but certainly with some of the occupancy restrictions. And certainly for all of us watching, we know that state requirements vary widely here. So we encourage everyone, all of our members, to follow guidelines in your areas. So Chaz, 2 questions for you. How have you been managing from the single showroom perspective during COVID-19? And subsequently, tell us about your plans for tomorrow.
Thanks, Bill. I think like everyone in the beginning, when the country started shutting down, we had to step back, understanding that we had the option to fall in the essential business category. So we worked with our team because we are a small business. We have a smaller footprint, fewer people. We made an assessment as to, do we stay open? Does everyone go home? We matched our personnel with the amount of business that we had coming in. We were very mindful on a day-to-day basis to keep mask and hand sanitizer and you know, the necessary precautions available to staff and customers who chose to continue coming in to pick up product and even make selections. We've been very careful about it. We sanitize daily. But we have been operating at a minimum. Moving forward, well, let me back up and say, I think one of the benefits that we have is we do have close relationships. All of our customers have our cell phones. It's been somewhat of a bonding experience to be available to our customers, to be able to ask about their kids, their seniors that are struggling with graduation, their in-laws that live in their homes or are in nursing homes. So keeping those tight-knit relationships going while we're able to help them move their projects forward has been key for us, both for our sanity and for theirs, I believe. So moving forward, we will do the same. We'll be super mindful of keeping products available that make customers safe. We do have somewhat of an unofficial mask requirement here in the Harris County area. I think that's a tightrope that everyone will face as the country opens. Some clients won't adhere to it, others will, and I think as us as any business owner. I think it's harder for small businesses. How you will address that under your own roof is going to be the most critical thing as you open your doors. And that's something we're facing. We do have masks at the front door. Again, can you force clients to come in wearing masks? That's a decision we're making right now.
Yeah, it's certainly tricky. I guess, Sam, a question for you is what we were talking here about with Chaz. We know the local guidelines vary greatly in the diverse trading areas of Ferguson. So how are you working in the current environment and preparing to work as operations open in those markets where you are? And what measures, for example, like PPE, as we were talking about with Chaz, are you using to help keep your employees, customers, and the community safe?
Yeah, so we moved in an abundance of caution at one time in moving to virtual appointments across the country. As everyone knows, the guidelines and what we're facing with local and state governments are different across the country, and so we're monitoring those and we're acting accordingly. So many of our locations around the country are moving sometime either May 4th or mid-May, where we are going to be opening up locations. However, we're looking at this in a phased approach. So the first phase, that's where the expectations would include really kind of limited number of associates and customers allowed. So we'll be on an appointment only basis when we start back in those locations. We're going to require associates to wear face masks and face coverings. We're releasing enhanced cleaning guidelines. We're reconfiguring spaces to make sure that we have safe social distancing. One great idea I love sharing with the industry, we even came up with signage where there's particularly tight spaces within the showroom where we would create one-way traffic so customers and associates aren't crossing paths.
It's all good stuff to share with the industry. Annette, regarding the supply chain for Pirch, how are you managing inventory in this environment and working with your vendors to familiarize designers and your high-end customers with products?
First off, I would say that our vendors have been amazing about keeping us notified of their status. And while some have had to close down for manufacturing, they have maintained small workforces that allow them to get parts and samples and things out to our clients as quickly as possible. We have heard many are reopening within the next few days, which is definitely a blessing. A few have not, and so we've had to make a few strategic changes to some of our favorite vendors to others until things change. I think the other thing that's really amazing about what has happened is that it has sort of forced the salespeople to look at other products that we've offered and maybe weren't always first on their list. But we've given other vendors an opportunity to, where we've quoted products that we maybe necessarily didn't because we always went to our sort of go-to that we felt comfortable with. I found many of the vendors have really great stocking positions like La Cava and Artos, even with great finishes that are popular today. And the manufacturers for appliances, I would say the same. Miele, Sub-Zero Wolf, they have been amazing in keeping us apprised of what their inventory levels are. So I guess, in general, I think I know many of us have talked about good things that have come out of this, although it's been scary. But what's really amazed me is how we've come together as a community, vendors, clients, tradespeople. Even our salespeople seem closer because we're really all banding together to find out who has upright freezers available today, which are seriously in hot demand, or bidet toilets. So it's been great because we've really become a tighter community as a result of it.
That's wonderful. Going back to the textures, finishes, colors. How do you work with designers or consumers that come in to compare those different things that they're not able to see in person?
We've employed a bunch of different ways to get around that. First off, we are open by appointment, our stores, so we can get people in if they're feeling comfortable. We can grab samples and put them at the front so they can come in, look at it, and then leave. I personally have done videos of each vignette that fine-tune beyond what maybe the virtual showroom can do. I get the sense that because people have had to be far apart, they want that sense of feel, touch, and smell. We have worked with a few of the vendors, Kalamazoo, Sub-Zero Wolf, and Plum Wine Unit, and done some virtual tastings and virtual cooking classes. Just again, thinking outside of the box. You know, we're trying new things. They may not work, but the whole idea is to find something that does. I personally have made cookie baking kits and delivered them to my clients. And then we've done tastings or made cookies at the Sub-Zero Wolf showroom. And then asked our clients to make cookies with their family. We did the same thing with Kalamazoo. So just really trying to embrace the client. We know everyone's scared, and we want to make it fun. This is about really caring for our clients right now and making sure that they feel like they're learning, they feel like they can continue working, but that we truly care for them.
It sounds like one of the keys is creativity. Again, we were talking to a lot of our chapters about this and doing, cooking events, virtual cooking events, or just being creative. Anybody, Sam or Chaz, would you like to share anything that Ferguson or you're doing at Acero that is something like creative marketing wise that you might not have done before or have done before and are applying it differently in this environment?
Well, I'll jump in. One of the things, and I echo the comments. I love the way the whole industry is embracing each other through this challenge. We have 250 builders, salespeople that work with designers, remodelers, builders across the country. They are doing a tremendous job of reaching out to those clients, whether it's a virtual happy hour or really taking advantage of this time. We want to be the source of knowledge for those customers. And so setting up virtual trainings to make sure that they have the latest and greatest of what's happening in the industry. Those are types of things that we're really embracing. We're also not only doing the virtual showroom tour, we're also doing screen sharing with our clients through Microsoft Teams. Where we can give them an overview of what's connecting the product to the website and those types of things. And we truly feel like this is fast forwarded us and where the industry is going to be coming out of this. So we believe that virtual consultations will continue moving forward, and that the fact that there's many customers. We don't think the brick and mortar showroom is going away by any stretch of the imagination, because people love to come in and touch and feel and those types of things. But everybody on this call is well aware of how many consultations sometimes it takes to get through a major remodel or a new construction project. And so we see it a combination of things where maybe customers come in and their second, third, or fourth appointment is being handled virtually. So certainly it's been a very challenging situation, but we're trying to make the most of it and develop new capabilities that customers are going to want in the future.
That's great. Chaz, did you have anything you wanted to share?
I do. I want to say a huge thank you to all of our vendors who've jumped in and done an amazing job at virtual PKs. I think education in our industry is so important, and we've all taken the time to stop and learn a lot more about what we're selling. So thank you to all the vendors and to companies like Spec Books and Bravo Media for advancing the technology in our industry.
That's great. Leanne, can we go to the Q&A and see any questions we have for the group?
We certainly can. There's some tactical questions here. Annette, for you, what virtual showroom tool are you using?
In terms of the format that management has that information, you can certainly contact me and I can get you the information, but we haven't publicized that.
Okay. And for consultations, Sam, you can answer that. What your Microsoft Teams, how about Pirch? What are you using for consultations?
Consultations, I'm sorry, was that question for me? I thought
Yes, virtual consultations with clients. Are you using any other tools?
Yeah, we have a number of different ways to contact a salespeople or salesperson. They can go on our website, click a link, and it takes them right to a section where they can fill out information, and they will receive a call back within 30 minutes from a salesperson from working hours of 9 to 5. We're offering incentives also to tradespeople and clients if they use the virtual tour and connect with a salespeople. They get a credit toward purchasing items. They can also call the showroom. We have people monitoring the phones all the time. And to Chaz's point, we've all made sure that our clients have our cell phones so that they can contact us directly, so they feel like we are available to them at a moment's notice.
On the screen sharing piece, we are using Microsoft Teams, and we're taking Microsoft Teams and we're connecting it to FergusonShowrooms.com and using that as the landing website where we're showing product.
There was another question for you, Sam. When you click on the product regarding your video that was shown, when you click on the product, what information do you get? What level of detail?
So that information is available when you're working with a Ferguson consultant, and what that will do is it'll drop to a product page that is on FergusonShowrooms.com. So all the information you would suspect that would be on a product page.
Okay. There seems to be quite a few manufacturers reps on the forum today, and they would like to know Ferguson. So Sam, this is directed to you. How would you like your manufacturing reps to service you, the showroom? Will you have certain days or times set aside for these visits?
I think we're going to have to continue to work with the local management team, which our manufacturers reps do a fantastic job of that, because we're going to be in various phases and places around the country. We're trying to limit visits in the showroom through phase 1. One of the things that I'm really very pleased to see is the way our manufacturers reps have stood up, and they're doing a tremendous job continuing to do training of our associates and those types of things. My suggestion to all the reps out there is continue to work with the local showroom managers to understand where they are in their particular marketplace. It may be a little bit before visits are appropriate, but as we all know, that's changing at a rapid pace.
Would Annette or Chaz like to answer that question as well in terms of manufacturer reps?
I would. I would definitely say same thing. Contact the 4 managers at our 4 regional stores. Also, again, kind of back to my original comment about being creative. I love all the training seminars that are online now, but I would also encourage that manufacturers to reach out to the salespeople individually, or maybe in smaller groups for calls, so that you can really engage with them individually. It's really easy to get lost or sort of hide in a training seminar with a bunch of PowerPoints. But if you truly want to get your point across and continue teaching, I would reach out, call them, text them, email them, and engage them in a one-on-one conversation to see if they need something. To be honest, everyone's inundated, and time, I feel like the day goes by so much faster right now, trying to get to everybody. I think the salespeople would really appreciate that personal touch.
Great. There is a question about delivery and installation, and it's directed to Annette. Is Pirch doing in-home installations currently? And if so, what precautions are being taken to ensure the safety of the homeowner and the Pirch delivery install team?
Yes, we have not stopped installation services since this all came around. We have taken major precautions at our warehouses. Our employees are, their temperatures are tested in the morning and in the evening. They're fully outfitted with the best masks and all the most appropriate gloves. We've done some really cool things in the warehouse to separate into individual stations so that a team of drivers has their own station. They do not come in contact with other drivers. We fully sanitize all of the trucks, even all of the equipment. And then when we get to the house, we maintain complete social distance. We ask others to not be in the areas that we're working so that we can be safe to our people and, of course, to the homeowners and other workers. And it's been great. We have not missed a beat. None of our employees have gotten sick. And I think we've really created a sense of security out in the marketplace that if the laundry goes bad, we can be there within 72 hours to take care of it and replace it. And we are safe, well, and here for you.
Great. Another question, and we'll probably have time for one more. Sam, are any of your showrooms doing live showroom tours in real time to your clients so it can be tailored to the client's specific needs?
Yeah, so that's you talk about pace of change, and that's one of the things. Well, I mean, if you talk about live tours, I guess there's two ways to look at it. We have something that we've rolled out, and remember we're probably about 4 weeks from trying to pull this together, where we're actually going to be able to walk associates through the show. I'm sorry, walk customers through the showroom and show them product. So that's one piece of it. And as we get back into the showrooms, we definitely see virtual consultations from the showrooms around the country as part of our offering going forward.
Do one more question, Leanne.
Sure. This one is probably aimed at Chaz. What is your advice to a small, single, local showroom on moving forward?
As I mentioned earlier, since we face officially being open tomorrow, the thing that became most abundantly clear to me was the mask, deciding what your policy is with regard to mask and making sure that you draw a line in the sand and move forward with that decision. I think we're all doing everything else that is required, sanitizing on a daily basis, being mindful for our employees and our customers, but setting your policy on that going forward is the biggest thing I think we face.
Great.
Yes, I want to thank our guests for their insights and such wonderful information they shared today. Sam Rose of Ferguson, Annette Reeves from Pirch, and Chaz Daniels from Acero. Thank you so much for your time today. Next week, we'll discuss keeping connected, moving projects forward in all stages of the process, from design to product selection, sampling, purchase, delivery, and installation. So expanding on what we talked about today, our guests will be Debbie Schaefer of Mrs. G in New Jersey, Kevin Dexter, President and COO of Fisher & Paykel North America, part of the Haier GE family of appliances, and John Petrie, CMKBD and past NKBA National President and owner of Mother Hubbard's, a design build firm in Pennsylvania. Thanks again, Sam, Annette, and Chaz, for the great information. Thanks to all of you for your great questions and making the time to join us today. Please follow NKBA and me on social media for the latest news and updates from the kitchen and bath industry. Stay safe and well, and we hope to see you again next week. Have a great day.
Thanks, Bill.